In this video, I am going to show you how you can fine-tune Google's Gemma 3N model on a custom dataset locally. This is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. If you don't know what exactly is this Google's Gemma 3N model, we have covered it in numerous videos in detail. As you can see here, it is a multimodal model that handles image, audio, video and text inputs. It is available in 2 billion and 4 billion sizes, and it is really extensive in its language support, as it supports around 140 languages for text and multimodal tasks. The tool which I'm going to use in order to fine tune this is unsloth. I also have covered unsloth a lot on my channel. I have done more than multi-dozen videos on unsloth, and if you're interested in learning more, just search my channel and you should be able to find heaps of videos around it. It is one of the most easiest tool to get started with fine tuning in a very easy way. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to keep it very easy. I'm going to use my local system and I will be explaining each and every step as how to do the fine tuning quickly, easily and without any hassle. So let's get started. I am using this Ubuntu system. I have one GPU card, NVIDIA RTX A6000 with 48 GB of VRAM, and I will also show you my real-time consumption of VRAM. First step is to create a virtual environment with Conda. And if you're also looking to rent a GPU on very affordable price, you can find the link to Massed Compute in video's description with a discount coupon code of 50% for range of GPUs. Next up, we need to install the unsloth with simple pip install command. And unsloth is installed. Let me launch my Jupyter notebook. Okay, so our notebook is launched. Let's first get the model. As you can see that we are going to go with this Gemma 3N model. And if you don't know what fine tuning is, it is a process of taking a pre-trained model or a trained model and training it further on a specific data set to adapt it for a particular task or domain. Now, model will be retaining its general language understanding while learning specialized patterns. So you can see that after importing this unsloth and torch, we are setting the max sequence length to 2048 and we are loading the model in 4-bit precision to save memory with 8-bit disabled. Now when we say 4-bit precision, it means that each weight in the model is stored using only 4 bits instead of standard 16 or 32. It greatly reduces GPU memory usage up to even 4 times smaller, and that is where unsloth shines. It also allows larger model to fit onto consumer GPU. There is a slight loss in numerical precision, but quantization away techniques like LoRA help retain the performance. So let's download this model. Okay, so the model is being downloaded. While it happens, let me introduce you to the sponsors of the video, who are Camel AI. Camel is an open source community focused on building multi-agent infrastructures for finding the scaling laws with applications in data generation, task automation, and world simulation. Okay, now in the next step, we are going to apply the LoRA here. Now, I will be giving you the link to this notebook, so don't worry about copy pasting the code. Now, the difference of this video is that I'm going to explain these parameters so that you would also understand what exactly is happening. So as you can see here, we are applying LoRA, which is low rank adaptation, to the loaded model using unsloth's getPeft model method. So instead of updating all model weights, we are going to inject small trainable adapter into the selected parts of the model like attention and MLP module. This enables parameter efficient fine tuning, or PEFT, which is much more faster and more memory efficient. Let me run this while I explain. So after specifying the model, and we are not doing any vision layer, we can do that, and I might do another video on it, but for this one we are just going to go with text one. We are enabling, for example, language layer for the text, and then we are also enabling LoRA injection into the language layer, which is a transformer block. We are going with attention module, which is crucial for how the model attends to the context, and then we are also fine-tuning the MLP modules, which is a feed-forward module that processes transform token representation after the attention. Okay, so now that is also done, as you can see on your screen. And now let's get the chat template, and of course you can go with any chat template of your choice, but I would highly recommend you stay with this Gemma 3.1, and unsloth supports a lot of other chat templates, by the way. So our model is ready, we have downloaded it, we have applied the LoRA. Next step is to grab your own data set. So I'm just going to go with this Maxim Labon's data set, but of course you can just use any one of your choice. It's a very small data set, as you can see. It just uses a very standard data set format. Now once that's done, we have to also apply a chat template for Gemma 3, which we have just selected onto this data set. So I'm just using this formatting function, which is applying the chat template, and it just uses some mapping function. Okay, so I needed to install this library too, so let me do that. So I installed the dataset library again, and I had to change this code. The issue in the code was that the dataset used from and values key like from human instead of the expected role and content keys, and the chat template which unsloth provided expected role, that caused the key error. And then that is where I am doing some conversion the format before applying the template, and you can see that now the mapping works, and this is what this data set looks like. So you just have to make this change. Other than that, a notebook. Okay, now in the next step, let's initialize our trainer. So you see that we are using the supervised fine-tuning trainer here. And don't worry, I'm also going to explain all of these parameters one by one as I start the training. So initially it is just tokenizing it. So let's wait for it. Okay, so primarily what this code is doing here, this code is initializing a supervised fine-tuning trainer using the TRL libraries SFT trainer class. It is configuring the training loop, optimizer, batch sizes, and learning rate schedule to fine-tune this model on our own data set or custom data set. So model is the model, and data set is the data set which we have downloaded. This is a tokenizer which we are using, and it has been divided into this eval and also the train data set. The train data set is a data set containing training examples where each example has a text field. We don't have any evaluation during training, but we can provide a validation data set if needed, and that is necessary in the production environment. And then we have all of these configuration arguments that defines all the training hyperparameter. So dataset field, this is a column in the dataset containing the input prompt, and then this is the one where we are giving number of example processed per device. We have only one GPU. And then this is a gradient accumulation step. It accumulates gradients over 4 steps, which effectively mimics a batch size of 8, which means 8 2 into 4. Now warm-up steps are just 5, which gradually increases learning rate for the first 5 steps to stabilize training. The max steps are just 30. These are the total number of training steps. It overrides the number of train epochs, but you can use either one of them. Now once that's done, max steps mean the number of training steps. Again, learning rate is base learning rate. It can be lowered for longer training to avoid overfitting, where model starts to cram things. This is a logging step to log training progress, which could be the loss learning rate on every step. And we are using the 8-bit Adam W optimizer here to reduce memory usage. And this is, I believe, being used from bits and bytes. Weight decay is 0.01. This adds regularization to avoid overfitting so that model doesn't start cramming things. And then this is the learning rate linearly, which linearly decays from the base value to 0 just to optimize the training. And then we are giving it a random seed value of 3407. This ensures reproducibility by fixing random number generation. And then we are not doing any sort of observability and instrumentation. You can use WAN DB or other things. and then the dataset number of procedure to load and process dataset is in parallel is 2, which speeds up the pre-processing. Okay, so the meanwhile trainer is initialized, then unsloth has provided a bit of this optimization to only train on the assistant output and ignore the loss on the user's input. This help increase accuracy of fine tune. Now this is one thing which is specific to unsloth. This is one thing, I think, one area where they can improve instead of deviating from the standard stuff. I think they should keep it as is. This step, I don't think so this should be necessary here, but anyway. And finally, we can kick off our training by running this trainer.train function. And you can see that it has started the fine-tuning process, and the ETA is quite low because I'm using a good GPU. Let me show you the VRAM consumption. It is consuming just over 11 gig of VRAM just to do the full fine-tune. Now, if you look here, behind the scene, what is happening is that our trainer is looping through the training dataset for up to max steps or full epochs if set. It is applying the tokenization, it is doing gradient accumulation, it is using optimizer and scheduler updates, and it is doing logging. And it is only updating the adapter layer because we are using LoRA. And it was fairly quick because we had plenty of VRAM, our dataset was small, and we just used 4-bit quantization. So if you look at it, you can see that the loss has come down gradually. Okay, so now you can do some inference like this where you are using your new fine-tuned model. You're using this Gemma 3 template, and then whatever question you need to ask, you can ask, like continue the sequence, which is a Fibonacci sequence. And this is the inference of the model. You can also either save it locally by just using the save pre-trained, or you could push it to Hugging Face by using this command. Make sure if you are pushing it to Hugging Face, then you also supply the right token, which is a free token which you can obtain from your Hugging Face profile. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video and share it as it helps a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so as it helps. Thank you for all the support.